You will sleep better than you have ever slept. You've never been this relaxed. Are you ready to change your life? I'm Rusty Diamond, certified hypnotist. You don't need to leave your house. You can stay in your bed. You can stay in your favorite chair. You just need a computer or your phone. You can get a hold of me. Stay at home. I'll make your life better.
Hypnosisisgreat.com.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.
Yo, man. Oh, Miss Rusty, what is up, everyone? It is a Sunday show. Sunday. And what a better thing if it wasn't a monster truck racer. I don't know, maybe this guy has raced monster trucks, or you don't race monster trucks. What do you do in a monster truck? What do you say you just run shit over, or you you jump? I don't think you really race in monster trucks. Or is there monster truck racing? I swear there's monster truck racing. Come to the monster truck races. Sunday. But welcome to the podcast, the public access podcast here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And yeah, like I said, it's a special Sunday show. And I'm going to bring on my special guest right here, right now. And my special guest right here, right now is not Mac, but my special guest right here, right now is Shay Slater coming on at some time. But we'll get him on here in a minute. He'll come on when he's gosh darn good and ready. Because you know what? It's the way to do it. It's the way to do it. Why not, man? Why not go for it and go big? And it's it's all right. So yeah. So in the meantime, sometime this happens. So yeah. So thank you everyone again for being here and checking out everything and just hanging around up here in the network. The network. Man, that could be a thing. The network. But there he is.
What's up?
There's Shay Slater.
I didn't realize I had to unmute myself because a thing came up and it said to do whatever, so I clicked that. So I thought I was in. I didn't realize I had to do it again at the bottom corner.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Zoom. I don't know. I'm looking. If someone's listening, I hear that StreamYard's actually a pretty good one to be using here. But I don't know. I keep switching these things around, and I was with I don't know, cause I use Zoom for hypnosis for my clients because it's protected and shit.
Yeah.
Medically speaking. But I don't know. It's kind of a pain, and sometimes like I've had shows where I forget to hit record, but it records on the background thing on this
Yeah.
note-taking thing, and so I get kind of a shittier copy, but at least I don't get it completely. I go to the end, I'm like, stop recording, and it's like, oh, do you want to start recording? Not the case today, but thank you for being on.
You're welcome.
I'm
Thank you for having me.
yeah, happy to have you on here. Because um, yeah, I got to meet you in Connecticut, back in the mean streets. I guess you know it's it's not West Connecticut. It's I guess it is West Connecticut. Because so that's what I used to tell people because I stole it. As well as oh, why am I forgetting his name? Chael Sonnen, who was like a UFC fighter.
Yes.
Um, him and I both are from Westland, Oregon, and we both stole like from the mean streets of Westland, Oregon. Uh, but he's just, one of us is a lot more well known than the other. No, I'm not quite as well known as a UFC fighter, but both stole that from the Mean Street Posse. And what can you do?
Yeah.
It's so I mean, did you get to go to any were you going to events and stuff when you were younger and checking stuff out and
Yeah, so I started going to WWF back late 80s, like when I was like 4 or 5 years old. But like the funniest thing is I had no idea the indies existed until I was a sophomore in high school. So
oh damn.
yeah, so before 2000, actually no, I'm sorry, I was a junior. So before 2003, it was
Yeah.
just WCW, WWF, and ECW. Like that's all I knew.
I mean, yeah, that's all you really needed to know. Like I didn't know any other ones. Like I knew there used to be one in Portland, but like I didn't know that. I mean, all I could see like, and I barely like I don't know. WCW was kind of like wasn't really a thing until you know yeah sometime in high school I guess. Like it was you get the TBS channel on cable and shit, and it's like what's this wrestling? This is
Yeah,
different.
well, I was all WWF in my house, and my grandfather used to watch WCW. So I found out through him and my uncle. And
Oh, okay.
my uncle's like, check this out, and actually, it just happened to be. I think it was the first WCW Saturday night, not the first WCW show I saw, but the
Yeah.
first Saturday night I saw was when Randy Savage debuted,
Oh damn.
which was on my birthday.
Okay, and yeah, and you're like, hey man, here's someone that I know that's coming over. It's not all like, it's someone that I know from WWF, and
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. And then, so, do you remember who was wrestling?
he wasn't wrestling. It was when he was looking for Hulk Hogan and said he was going to be at the next pay per view and he's going to shake his hand or slap him in the face.
Okay, all
So
right.
it
And
was a promo about him and Hogan.
so, were you hooked then? Did that bring you
Uh,
over to WCW, or were you just
well, I always once I watched saw WCW, I always watched both. And
okay?
like even in the later years, like everyone said, "Oh, did you watch Raw? Or did you watch Nitro?" Well, back in those days, we had the VHSs, so
Yep.
I buy a blank VHS. I would tape one and watch the other one live.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did, and it was usually uh but then, so like when you would go to school though the next day, had you had watched both, or you only watched one of them, and then you got it because you talk about it, Tuesday morning at school.
It was my school was more WWF,
Uh huh.
so I didn't get so if I watched if I didn't watch Nitro, I didn't get a ton of spoilers. But also,
Okay.
also back then too, it wasn't really that popular in schools. Like you used to get like made fun of for watching it.
Absolutely. Yeah, dude. I don't know. Yeah, like once I got to like maybe I don't know, like 99, maybe 2000, then it was like there was people like, oh man, weren't you that guy that was always into watching wrestling?
Yeah.
Fucking nerd. Like I'm like, yeah,
The,
dude, can I come watch it with you now? Like,
well, the funniest one was around like DX and them and the NWO was hot. Our
yeah.
school had banned they outlawed band t-shirts. So like this like they couldn't wear you couldn't wear like Metallica, AC/DC, like no band shirts whatsoever. But they
Oh
never said
shit.
anything about wrestling shirts. So
Nice.
one day a couple of us were wearing wrestling shirts, and the kid, like the metal kids, were like, "Hey, they're wearing band shirts, trying to get us in trouble." We're like, no, these are wrestling shirts, and the teacher's like, "I can't do anything about it. They're not band t-shirts."
Not banned in that school, not banned in the USA. You get to wear
Mhm.
whatever damn t-shirts you want to. Do you remember what you were wearing? Kind of
Yeah,
t-shirts you were wearing then?
yeah, we were wearing because nowadays you probably get in trouble for it, but we were wearing the DX Suck It shirts,
Sure.
and
And
the teachers had no idea what it was, so they didn't say anything.
right. I mean, what are they gonna think that, like where is some kid gonna pull up with a shirt like that says suck it? They're like, oh, it
Yeah,
can't really mean like, suck it, I guess. Like that's probably just some sort of kid thing or um But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was the thing, and then go around, fucking telling everyone to suck it. Was great.
Oh yeah, I actually one of my best friends, this girl Shannon, we're still friends this day. She's like a little sister to me. We very rarely got into fights, but something happened. We're in lunch. I can't remember what exactly happened between us, but I remember like
Yeah.
she was like we were all leaving lunch. She was in the front. There was like maybe like 40 kids. She was in the front of the line. I was in the back of the line. For some reason, I just looked at her and went, "Suck it." She tried to jump over that pile of kids and tried to swing at me.
That's the way to do it. I mean, that's what happened, and it was them's was fighting words. For some people, I remember like in soccer doing it, and getting red cards for that shit. Like, but and eventually, like, you guys, you can't go and tell people to suck it after you score a goal. What you gonna do? What you
Yeah,
gonna do? It was the '90s, and it was um I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you can go up to any wrestling show right now and tell someone to suck it. Pretty much any wrestling show. I'm not going to say every wrestling
yeah.
show, but it's like oh, that's nice. That's nice of them telling me to suck it. It's not anything. I guess it was the I don't know.
And
I
and it's
Yeah,
funny how like we say like how people used to make fun of us and stuff, but then
yeah.
everyone was like those same people were so jealous because on my 16th birthday we got to go backstage to WWF at a house show.
How'd you pull that? Or what was
Um,
that like? Not how'd you pull? I mean, like
yeah.
what?
So it was my 16th birthday, so it was like right after they bought WCW,
Yep.
and we went. I had so my great grandmother had like a live-in nurse, and
Yeah.
her father, I mean, yeah, her father-in-law worked at the XL Center, which he actually still works there, and he
Oh,
works
damn.
back. He takes care of the backstage, and this is pre 9/11, so he got us the passes. They put us in this office back there, which I've been in plenty of times because I used to work there and stuff. So we're in this office, and Earl Hebner comes over, and what they do, the way they do it is like because everyone thinks you go backstage, you just walk around. It's not like that. And this is back early 2000s. So
Right.
they sat us in the office. Earl Hebner came over, and whoever was available, not doing promos or not doing whatever they had to do, he'd bring
Yep.
them in. It's like he'd bring them to us. We'd talk
Yeah,
to them for a minute. We'd take pictures.
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was see if I can remember right. Triple H, Bob Holly, Steve Blackman, obviously Earl Hebner, Chris Jericho. I think that might have been it.
That's fucking awesome. That would be 16 years old and have you
Yeah,
don't have to wait in any lines. You got
yeah,
them coming to you.
yeah. And actually, the funniest one was Bob Holly tried to rib Steve Blackman while they're signing our autographs.
How so?
So we had the remember the Raw magazines?
I do, yes.
Okay, so we had the Raw magazine and Steve Blackman. So they're trying to sign like whatever their picture is. So Steve Blackman has it. He's like flipping through like this and goes, "I swear I'm in this magazine. I swear I'm in this magazine." So Bob Holly looks at him with a dead ass straight face and goes, "You're in the cartoon section." Blackman looks at him with like a death stare and goes, "Shut up, Bob." And then they dropped it from there. And then they just signed it, took the picture.
That's fucking awesome. Like you can't you get a time like that, you got to go for it, man. Like
Yeah,
uh and so that was in Hartford, you said?
yeah. That back when it
Okay.
was still the Hartford Civic Center before they
Oh,
changed the name.
so man, yeah, Hartford's a wild place, man.
Oh yeah, I DJ'd there last night.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, Hartford is, I mean, dude, like, okay, so you're from Connecticut. What's kind of the stigma you get from people when you say you're from Connecticut? Is everyone kind of picture fucking Mean Street Posse and stuff, and then you're like, well, actually, this is
Not really. Everyone thinks it's like, from my perspective, my experiences,
yeah,
like they just think, okay, you're in the middle of New York and Boston type thing,
right, yeah,
and
yeah,
it's more known and like with the older people, it's more like if you say like something about Connecticut, like but then you say Hartford Whalers,
yeah.
like oh,
Yeah.
because they're known for the Hartford Whalers from we had them from when they were the New England Whalers.
yeah,
So they originally played in Boston as the New
yeah,
England Whalers. And then they came here and then they eventually rebranded as the Hartford Whalers when they came into the NHL.
yeah. So are
And then
you a
they,
hockey fan?
yeah,
Okay, cool. All right. And so were you a Whalers fan?
as Whalers and Bruins because I grew up because I'd go to
Okay.
they'd always take me to Whaler games,
Yeah.
but my dad was also a diehard Bruins fan.
Okay.
So I grew up on I never went to I went to all the Whaler games, not all of them, but I'd go to tons of Whaler games. I'd watch
Yeah.
the Bruins on TV. My dad's gone to Bruins games. I didn't go to a Bruins game until I was like a teenager. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, I'm talking about in Boston. Like, obviously, I saw him play the Whalers in Hartford.
Yeah. And so did you become a Bruins fan then afterwards?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You're like, yeah, that was because I was a Whalers fan. And yeah, and then I ended up going and
Actually, let me just reach over here. I'm going to camera for a second. Speaking of Whalers, I'll show you something. It's not gonna be in the
cool.
full frame, but you'll be able to see it.
All right. Yeah, like the Whalers stuff was so cool there. I tried to get a hold of some of the stuff there when I'd
Okay,
be on.
so
Yeah, go ahead.
remember the player Zarly Zalapski?
Sure.
Hooked around these wires. Game used Zarly Zalapski stick,
Holy shit.
and it's autographed. I'm not sure. You
Yeah.
probably can't see because the right.
Okay, I'm seeing it. That's fucking awesome. How'd you pick that up?
So there's a guy on because I was in a Whalers group on Facebook,
Yeah.
and there's a guy that had an autographed Zarly Zalapski card, and he's like, and he's like, said something about he was like getting rid of it, and I go, how much do you want for it? He goes, I just want to go with somebody who will appreciate it. I'm not asking for money. So he was a mail it to me, and he goes, actually, if you want, I also have a game you stick by him that's autographed. He goes, if it's too big to mail, if you want to come get it, and he was only in Waterbury, which is about
Oh,
like
where
25 minutes from me. So
shows are, where your shows are, or
no,
where?
no, that we don't. That one we don't.
Oh, then that was
Yeah,
nothing. That was
yeah,
something I made up.
yeah. No, we do the shows at Legends. We do them mostly at Legends Sports Bar in Bristol, Connecticut.
Okay, in Bristol. Okay, I get the two confused sometimes.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
in February we're actually doing one in Agawam, Mass.
So where's that? Is that up by Springfield, or is
Yes,
that?
it's actually near Six Flags, same town, Six Flags.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, dude. Man, I can't tell you how many times I went to Six Flags this last summer. Um, shit, I think I went 8 times. I think maybe, or something around that.
I remember when it was Riverside back in the day.
So what was that? What was the
So
before it became Six Flags?
before Six Flags bought them out,
Yeah.
Riverside, which was basically the same thing. It was a theme park.
Okay.
And
And
but they also had a racetrack in there.
oh, like for
Like
like
for stock cars and they did demolition derbies.
so what
It's
did that
like
become? Did that become the water park?
I believe so. I can't
Okay.
remember I'm trying to picture it, but it's been like when it was Riverside, I was a little kid.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
like I remember going there, I just gotta remember where the racetrack I think the racetrack was more towards the back, so it was either
So if it was towards the back, it would be where the water park is.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Okay.
I'm sure someone will fact check it in the comments.
Yeah, yeah, fact checkers, get on
Mhm.
that one. Let us know in the comments. Dude, yeah, okay, so yeah, I know. That's where I know that name. So
Oh, and one last fun fact about the stick I just showed you.
yeah,
So I have a Zarly Zalapski poster on my wall still.
yeah.
And one day I was sitting here, I was either watching TV or I was playing a game or something, and I just happened to look. The stick is the same stick he's using in the picture, same exact one.
Oh shit.
So it
Is
must have been from that game that the poster was taken.
that's fucking awesome. Yeah, are you watching on YouTube or something?
Well, no, I have a poster.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Okay, yep. You have a
yeah,
poster with and
yeah,
he
and
has
it's the
that.
same stick in the poster.
That's fucking killer,
So
man.
so it just like came. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, like all right, there it is. Dude, yeah, like man, the the Whaler stuff, dude, like their logo is so cool. Like I was I checked on Facebook Marketplace so much there for old um Whaler stuff, dude. And there was some stuff on there, but it was pretty spendy. Like
What's crazy is the Hurricanes wore those throwback Whaler jerseys this year. Or
yeah,
they're going to.
yeah,
I tried to get one,
yeah,
and they were sold out like that.
yeah.
Like within a week of them coming out, they're sold out, and they're not gonna make more. They're like limited edition.
Right. And I mean, what you gonna do? Like it was, and like because the logo is so cool because like the well, I don't know what they call it, like the empty space of the
Is the
logo was an
is the
H.
H? Yeah,
Yeah, dude. And then yeah, it's cool, man. Like and man, like yeah, like I don't know. It was there wasn't a lot of my friends who were into hockey, so and like telling people like, oh yeah, I like the Whalers, but then they were gone, and yeah, then I became an Islanders fan. But I mean that didn't until recently. I mean it was like there'd be one game that would be televised a year on TV, or obviously because and it would be whenever they're playing a really really good team, and the rest of the time it's like no, there's not gonna be any Islanders games on TV, so. Like,
yeah. I used to work for the Islanders, not in New York. I used to work for Bridgeport.
oh, dude, I would, yeah, I went down there. I went to one game there, um, and they didn't have an announcer. No, they didn't have like what was it? They didn't have like a play-by-play guy
Yeah,
or which was weird. And I hit him up. I'm like, hey, I was like something, you guys should get a
yeah.
play-by-play guy. Like, why don't you? It's so weird being at a hockey game and there being no play-by-play guy
Oh, you
on
mean
the
the
announcer.
oh yeah, not play by play. You mean the rink announcer, the
Yeah, there was
like
no ring announcer. There was no not. There was like it
yeah,
was
the
just
guy that calls
quiet
like
so
the goals,
often.
the guy like and he scores that guy.
Yeah,
The PA announcer. There you
the
go. The
PA.
PA
Yeah, the
announcer.
PA announcer. There was fucking nothing. It was. I was like, how are you doing this? Why? I don't know if it was just that game. But I only went to one game there, so um, I don't know if that was that. What were you doing with the Bridgeport Islanders?
The first time was when they were the Sound Tigers from 2007, 2009. I was their mascot.
The Sound Tigers?
Yeah, so before the Islanders, they were called the Bridgeport Sound Tigers.
Okay, that's an interesting name. So you were a Sound Tiger? What the?
Yeah,
So the
That's
Long
what everyone.
Island Sound Tigers.
That's what everyone's reaction was. Like, even it was even became a running joke, like with their own fans. Like, we would always joke. I'm like, "What the hell's a Sound Tiger?"
Right. So what is a Sound Tiger?
I
What
used,
were you?
it's just because obviously the costumes like the colors of the Islanders,
Yeah.
so it was like a blue tiger costume
Okay.
with an Islanders jersey.
And so uh
And then last
yeah.
season, for part of the season, as like their just on their like promotional crew,
Yeah.
like game staff type stuff, like throwing T-shirts and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Fuck
But
yeah.
that only lasted part of the season because then football practice started because I also play semi-pro football.
Okay. And so then but that take the football takes
Yeah,
over the doing
yeah,
working for the
because
hockey.
I signed a contract. So
Oh, okay. So what is that like a few months out of the year? Like or
we play twice a year. We play in the spring and the summer.
okay.
So we're in practice right now. So spring starts in March, and then summer starts in June.
Okay. And so do you play it around New England or
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
and
So like the farthest we travel is to Rhode Island for an away game.
okay. All right. And then so what's kind of the crowd like at these games? Is it
It depends on really the day and the team. Like sometimes it'll be packed, sometimes it'll be just family and friends.
okay,
It's
yeah,
almost like wrestling. It
like
depends on
wrestling?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, right. And it's like, and so are you, um, because yeah, like I went to a good amount of like some of the baseball games around there. Some of like, I went and saw the New
Bees.
Britain Bees. Went and saw
Yep.
them. Man, I was at a game and it was the fucking second or third inning, I think. And this guy was rounding second base and he looks back because they're trying to throw him out and starts going the other way again
Yep.
and his leg just fucking
Oof.
uh yeah, like you just see it fucking dangling.
Yep.
And that was the end of the game, man. That it was just like him sitting out there for like an hour. And then they're like, okay, well, that's the game. You can go home. I'm like, oh shit, man. Like this kid's probably in college or like maybe just out of college.
Yeah,
And
because the bees are like they're like college prospects.
yeah, like
So
they're
like yeah, so they're kids trying to they're still in college but they're trying to get drafted.
yeah. And so yeah, but yeah, I mean that's fucking a shitty way to end the fucking game. And shitty for him, man. Like it's hard watching that. You
But
got oh go ahead.
well, when I used to work for the Bridgeport Bluefish, the old baseball team. They're not there
Oh,
anymore.
okay.
And one time they forgot they're holding tryouts and they forgot to have a catcher stay back to catch the pitchers that they're trying out. So they look at me, they go, "How's your catching skills?" I'm like, "Well, I used to catch, so I'm good." And I'm like, "Just," so they're like, "Here's the equipment." I'm like, "Make sure you get me a cup." They're like, just have a toss with them. We'll find you one. So like we're gonna tell them not to throw hard till like we get you one because I was just bullpen warming them up. I wasn't catching like when they're for the actual tryout.
Right.
Well, one dude throws a ball clocked at 95 miles an hour, skips under my glove, and just hits me right in the groin. Yeah.
So I can imagine what happened, but what happened?
So then eventually, like once like they bring me to the bench from the bullpen and they give me ice. So I'm sitting there, and then the guy, my boss, looks at me and goes, "We need you back out there." I'm like, "Screw you." End up driving myself to go get checked. Luckily, everything was good. And then I
Yeah.
quit because I left early, they shorted me like $1,500 on my check.
Whoa.
So I was like, yeah,
Yeah. I think I'm done with this one here. Holy shit. Um, and so that was yeah, okay. And I mean, yeah, when you get hit in the fucking in
yeah,
the balls or whatever, like that's kind of that's the end of the day, man. There's
yeah.
nothing much more you can do. Like, okay, let this guy have whatever, get him what he needs because it's gonna be something. And um, so then were you like what? I guess then what got you kind of in the wrestling part?
So
Was that
so the way I remember earlier, I was talking about I didn't know the indies existed until my junior year.
right?
So the way that happened was one of my friends were sitting in, I'll never forget, we're sitting in a study hall class. Taps me on the shoulder, he's like, "Yo, I just won tickets from WCCC for wrestling," which for those who don't know, WCCC is our old rock station. It doesn't exist anymore.
Okay,
So he's like, "I won tickets off of CCC," and I'm like, to what?" He's like, "Wrestling." I'm like, "WWF?" Like that's it, because at this point WCW is already gone. So I'm like, "What,
okay,
WWF?" And he
yeah,
goes, "No." He goes, "Some show in New Britain, Connecticut," which happened. I'm like, "Okay," which happened to be Jason Knight's ACW at the time.
oh, okay, all right,
Which actually that's back, but so we show up now. We're in high school. It's at a bar, which they have like the all ages section.
right.
Oh, I had this going on in high school. So
Okay,
they didn't even think anything of it. They sat us at the 21 older at the bar stuff.
nice.
My buddy's
That's a
like,
big
"You,"
help.
and then my buddy's like, "You want to get a beer?" I'm like, "No," because then we'll probably get thrown out of the kitchen.
Yeah,
So
it's good enough right now.
yeah. So once I was at that show, then I'm like, okay, now like okay, local wrestling exists. Like I didn't know that before then. So
Yeah,
now how do I get into it?
and
So
yeah,
then going back to high school, I wrestled 4 years varsity.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
Bulldog Blansky was the coach of the East Haven. I think it was East Haven. I have to ask him. I always forget if it was. I think it was East Haven or Rockville. I think it was East Haven.
Yeah.
He was the coach of that team, so I met him there, and I just bug him and bug him and bug him, and then finally I got on like ring crew and stuff for DPW.
When you were in high school?
No, I had it was after I graduated, but like I known Bulldog for that long, so like I started going to the shows,
Uh,
and then eventually I started doing ring crew,
yeah.
and then
And
like I'd do ring crew, I'd hand out the flyers, I'd set up, break down, do all that before I was even training.
so then, yeah, then you get all the fucking, you get into every show, you get, and like, I mean, you need, I don't know. It's hard when you see some people that have never done ring crew. I mean, you gotta know, like, especially like as far as making sure, the other people that you're working with don't get hurt. Like,
Yeah,
you need to know the ins and outs of that fucking ring and everything around it. Um,
yeah,
but so you were like, okay, so you were going to shows like way, way back, like
yeah.
was
Like
like 20 years
2000,
ago?
yeah, like 2004, 2003 was the first one I went to. That was when saw ACW for the first time. So from like
So
so from like
yeah,
2003 to 2004, I was just going, and also like at that point, I knew Bulldogs. I was trying to like be like, hey, what do I have to do?
yeah,
And then eventually, like I want to say it was in 2005, I started doing ring crew, and later
okay.
on, and then like I was working, I was doing DPW, I was doing CCW with Joel Chance, helping them out.
Oh shit.
As
Okay.
like one show, I was selling merch for Brian Anthony, like so it was like doing odds and ends, like stuff like that.
Yeah. And so then were you like, so when you were a fan, what were you like at the shows? Or like where would you be sitting? What would you be doing like when uh
Well,
your
the fu-
favorite guy came on or whatever?
well, the funny thing is, at the Indies, I didn't really like mark out like that because
Yeah.
I was more like trying to figure out, okay, how do I get into this? So
Okay.
I was trying to like, I mean, I still enjoyed the shows, and I still like, I wouldn't like, and I'd still like certain guys and like a regular fan because I didn't know
Yeah.
the inside of the business yet. But like, I'd still be like, okay, like I always like ask everybody, how do I get into this? Like even when they were signing autographs, I'd just be like, how do I get into this?
And so then so eventually you said that Bulldog eventually.
So eventually, so from there, um, eventually I went to. So I think I want to say the first one I talked to about it that actually like. Now I could be wrong because, but I'm pretty sure this is what happened. The first one that actually talked to me seriously about it was Brian
Yeah.
Anthony, and he brought me to No, it wasn't at the school. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. It was at a show. Paul Roma happened to be there. He had his first school back then. He had his first school.
Yeah.
That didn't really work out. Like we had a little conversation, but nothing came of it. So then I ended up starting with Kevin Landry,
Yeah.
and then after I went to Kevin Landry's, then I went with trained with Just Incredible.
Okay. All right. And so where was that?
Just Incredible School used to be on East Main Street in Waterbury.
Oh shit. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. And so what was that first day like there?
Well, it was so I trained. I did one-on-one training with Just Incredible. I didn't actually go to the classes because
How did you get one-on-one training? How'd that work out?
because what happened was like he knew I couldn't afford the school at the time,
Yeah.
so he
Cool.
basically made a separate deal with me.
Yeah.
So like we had our deal. I'd pay him that deal, and but the reason like he had me sit in on a couple classes with everybody else,
Yeah.
but he didn't want. Now I don't know if I should say this or not, but I think it's been enough years. He didn't want because Jason was his business partner, and they had the school together, and Jason
Yeah.
was more like the owner of the school,
Yeah.
so he didn't want Jason knowing he was giving me this deal
Gotcha.
type
Okay.
thing.
Yeah. But okay, so then I mean, what were your one-on-ones What
It was
was
like
that
it was just
like?
it was like regular training, like anything else. Like it was like, but you get more because you're doing the one-on-one. You're in the ring more than when if you're doing a class.
Yeah. Um,
But like the
yeah.
funny story I have about that training with them was what I always say one of my best assets is my selling. So one day we're doing like a chain sequence or something like that, or he has me in an armbar or something,
Yeah.
and I'm working on my selling. He dead stops and goes, "Dude, you okay?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I was working on my selling." He goes, "Oh my God, I thought I really hurt you."
Yeah. Okay, you're teaching me well. You're teaching me well.
And another time he forgot, I forgot if he forgot or just didn't have something happened when he didn't have his wrestling boots with him. So we got in the ring. We were training and he was barefoot. And I remember he's going like, he's like, damn. He's like, grabbed his foot. He goes, I don't know how these Samoans do it.
Yeah, dude. Man, I tried to do the barefoot thing for a minute, but my trainers told me you're stupid if you go barefoot, because the minute someone steps on your foot, the top of
Yep.
your foot, you're gonna learn like why you wouldn't wear boots.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but
And
like,
also,
man,
if you land the wrong way, you could really you could break your ankle. Because that's what I used to be told
yeah,
too. Because
okay, yeah,
I originally wanted to wear my old school wrestling shoes, like the actual like high school ones.
yeah,
But what happened with that was they were like, no, don't do it because if you hit your foot the wrong way, there's not enough support. And
right. And now 90%, I wouldn't say 90,
I just you
maybe,
see a lot more nowadays of that same of them
yeah,
wearing those.
80-90% is wearing the wrestling shoes, and it's weird. Oh, with the kick pads,
Yep.
yeah, that was, yeah,
Well, the thing is, I've always done kick pads because
yeah,
I'd actually throw kicks.
okay, yeah. Well, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense if you're throwing kicks to have the kick pads. I don't know, kick pads 10 years ago were fucking. I don't know. Yeah, now they're all over, but not everyone throws kicks, but it just became kind of the
Yeah, well, the thing with the kick pads, like a lot of people don't what a lot of people think about
yeah,
is it's cheaper getting a pair of wrestling shoes or sneakers and then buying the kick pads
yep,
is a lot cheaper than getting wrestling boots. So, like, I think they think more. I think now it's becoming more of a style, but
yeah,
originally, I think it evolved from it's a cheaper way to still look professional.
right, yeah.
Because like I could never afford like a $400 pair of boots.
Yeah, it took a while. Like I don't remember how I fucking ended up with that. Like I think I was fucking paying those for a long time. Like I was like getting the boots and I was like, shit, man, like I don't know how the fuck I ended up with being able to pay for
I
that,
ended
but
up having
I steal
one.
it from someone.
I ended up having one pair of boots years ago,
Yeah.
and they're kind of like the style like what Randy Orton wears,
Okay.
and they were not comfortable. I could not get used to them, like so I ended up selling them. So
Oh,
my
okay.
thing was also more comfort too.
Yeah, which is important when you're in there and
Yeah.
dude, lacing and unlacing those fuckers every
Oh yeah,
every time, dude. Like,
yeah. Because
man, that
mine were like the ones that came up higher
yeah,
too.
go
So
up
like
almost to your fucking knee.
yeah,
Like it's gonna be a long time doing that.
I think I wrestled them once or twice before I sold them. I'm like I'm
Oh
going back
yeah,
to the kick pads.
yeah. I don't blame you, man. Yeah. I mean, yeah, mine are still sitting in my gear bag. Like I haven't, yeah, worn them for a while, but yeah, I mean, like I don't know, man. I guess. And it was like I got them too right about the same time that everyone was really getting into the kick pads and wrestling shoes with the um it was starting to be more flashy colors on the um
Yeah, I do
yeah.
more of the because it gives you more support. I do more of like the basketball sneaker with the kick pads.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that's a fucking great way to go. Uh yeah, I would do that. If
And
I
but
yeah.
I'm not wrestling as much anymore. I'm more concentrating on OCW, but
Yeah.
and I'm trying to get more into managing too. Like I'm managing Jay Outcast now for some shows.
Yeah, and so then were you just transitioning recently? Is that more of a recent?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, yeah, yeah, man. It's I don't know. It's hard to ever leave. It's hard to just be like that's
Yeah, but like managing, like I'm having like fun with it. So
it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and plus a lot less bumps.
yeah.
Uh, which is great.
Mhm.
Always a nice thing at the end of the night. Like, man, I didn't take any bumps. Uh,
Yeah.
you can't beat that, man. Um, and so then was OCW, was that your first promotion, or were you
No, actually, originally. Oops, my bad. Um, Originally we had I had done WCWE,
okay?
and in 2015 we did one regular show, and then we did a charity show, and then it just kind of like at that point it was just like I was doing it by myself, and those two shows like killed me money wise because
Sure.
also too like I was renting the whole trend. So the one in 2015 we did it at a there used to be a wrestling school, I think it was RWE or something like that, and
Okay.
they're in Windsor or South Windsor, and they had a school with a ring already set up in it. So they do schools there, but they also do shows there.
Sweet.
So I rented that out plus paying everybody, and I didn't have a great job at the time. So like,
That,
yeah.
yep. Yep. That old story.
So then, fast forward, I'm like, I want to do something again, but I'm like, okay, I can't afford a ring. I can't afford, but what can I do to do something? So have you ever heard of Casanova Valentine?
No.
Okay. So he does regular matches. He's also a deathmatch wrestler, but he also does um no ring bar brawls.
Cool. Easy.
And he's the first one to ever do it. And he's even produced pay-per-view. Like he had Ken Shamrock on his pay-per-view. They did it like Ken Shamrock did no ring bar brawl. So it became a thing in New York.
Awesome.
Because New York, you know, had the athletic commission. Well, Casanova said by doing it this way, they could call it performance art and not wrestling, and that's the
Killer.
loophole around the commission.
Yeah.
But he got really
Fuck.
popular with it, so I went to him. I was talking to him about it. I said, "Look, I want to do something similar in Connecticut." Which he said, he goes, "I really respect you for talking about this because he goes, there's other people trying to mimic it that don't know what they're doing or how to properly execute a show like that." And
Yeah.
he goes, that's what upsets me. He goes, "Thank you for coming to me." So me and him
Cool.
collaborated. Like he was supposed to be at the show, but he had another booking come up, which was going to be able to make decent money at.
Sure.
So I told him to
Yeah.
go do that.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
he helped me with it. So we did like 4 shows before pre-COVID,
Yeah.
and it was like, and like a lot of like there's a lot of people that didn't like that concept.
Yeah.
So it
The
was fun.
wrestlers
Some
or
wrestlers, not the
fans.
guys on the show. Some of them eventually like, oh no, we're not gonna do it. There's no ring.
Yep.
Like, and then
Trainer
there's
said no.
like Kevin Landry. I know did not like it because I talked to him about it when I was there.
Yeah.
So then the way OCW came about was I'm like, you know what, let's change the name of it. So like let's get rid of OCW because originally I was just gonna take WWE and just be like, okay, let's do WWE with a ring. But I'm like, you know what, we need to rebrand the whole thing.
So what did WCWE stand for?
Wicked Chaotic Wrestling Entertainment.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
So went from Wicked Chaotic
Yeah.
Wrestling Entertainment,
To Outcast
l-
Championship Wrestling.
less stuff, less letters
Yeah.
on the old everything. Okay. And so
So so
yeah.
what happened was, so then I saw Lucas Chase was selling his ring
Okay.
because he had the small ring. I'm like, that is perfect for because so my idea with OCW was never like not to do like a full blown like with regular promotion at like a VFW.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like basically because I work for Micro Wrestling, like the Micromania. So basically,
Is
I was trying to
is
adopt, huh?
so Micromania, is that the one that is out of Tennessee, or is
Um,
that a different one?
Billy's out of California, I believe.
So there's one that just got
There's like 7 micro
there's a
companies.
lot. There's a
Yeah.
lot, and they're all fucking over
Yeah,
as
because
shit.
I used to tour with Micro Wrestling All Stars.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
now I work for Micromania. I help them find venues and stuff like that. I don't travel as much.
is that the one that got the show on TLC? Is that
No,
Micromania?
that is I think that's Micro Wrestling Federation.
Okay, yeah.
I could be wrong, but I know
there's
it's not
a lot.
Micromania. I know it's not Micromania.
Okay, yeah. Like this one was like they have a spot like, I mean they travel and shit, but they have their main thing like right next to Dollywood.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, I
just
think that's
started.
Micro
Yeah.
Wrestling Federation.
Okay. So
Um
how'd you get with them? How'd you get
so well first
do?
let me finish the OCW.
Sure.
So
Sorry, I got
you're
distracted.
good, you're good. So we went from so ended up buying Lucas Shakes gave me a hell of a deal. Got the ring. And then now I'm
Cool.
like, okay, because we were supposed to my deal was to adopt the micro format. Like a short bar show. Now the original now we end up we're still doing small bars.
Yeah.
Now we got a full blown like hour and a half, 2 hour show. The original idea was to do like a 90 like a 1 hour 90-minute show, 1 hour 90 minute, like hour and a half, and then have like because I have friends that have bands and
Cool.
then have a band play. But
Sweet.
everyone now like the bar crowd's starting to get into the wrestling, so now we're expanding the shows. So
And
but like and that's why
yeah,
like at first people like a lot of people that don't like say, oh, but it's a small ring because it's a 10 foot.
it's
So
tiny.
yeah. Yeah,
It's
you've seen it.
fucking weird.
But
It's cool. I like the fact that yeah,
it's like the small bars like when Micromania came, they came to Legends too.
yeah.
Their ring's a 12 foot. They almost
Oh,
couldn't
theirs
get
is
it.
bigger.
Yeah, they almost couldn't get it in the building. Like they had barely enough room to set it up where we set up.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So like I like doing the smaller bar venues. Like I like because
Yeah,
no one's really doing that now anymore.
right. And so what did Lucas Chase have the small ring for? What was
So
his
I don't know if this is
reasoning
the
for that?
original reason why he bought it. I'm not sure if he bought it just you'd have to ask him. I don't know if he bought it just to get his first ring for BST
Yeah.
or if that because what he ended up doing was during COVID, what you call it? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. During COVID, he was able to get approved to do a show, and it was a
Uh,
smaller venue, and you wouldn't fit anything bigger than that.
okay.
So I don't know if that was I can't know if he bought it just to eventually get a ring,
Yeah.
or if he bought it for to just start BST, then plan to get something bigger. Like I don't know what his whole plan was.
Okay. And so then you got the ring, and now yeah, now you have a 10-foot ring, which
Yep.
man, yeah, like you it's wild, man. Like yeah, like reffing that, like there's you got a little room, but I like it because it's so different. It's so different than anything else. You can run the ropes
Yep.
one step, and you turn, you hit, and it's
And
cool, man.
that ring is the bump is so nice.
Yeah, yeah, it looks pretty all right. And I mean, yeah, I was sending pictures to a bunch of my friends, just like, dude, you got to check this shit out, man.
Yeah,
Like,
and we're gonna start there's gonna be one step at a time. So because we're starting to make the ring look more like for specific to OCW.
how so?
Like we just ordered purple tape to tape the ropes purple.
Sweet.
And then eventually
Okay.
we're gonna redo the turnbuckle pads.
You going to like high spots or something for that, or
No, actually, my business partner Cindy Hart,
right?
she knows how to sew them. So she's gonna get the fabric and make covers for the turnbuckle pads. So this
Cool. Okay. So you don't have to buy new you got turnbuckle pad
so
covers.
yeah, so they're gonna go over what's already there.
Awesome. Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. So how'd you and Cindy get to
We known each other
working?
since I known her since she was 16.
Okay. All right. And
Yeah, we've
so
been friends for a long time.
what got her to be like, "Hey, I want to get in on this," or
Well,
did you
it started out as she was just the ring announcer. Then she started helping out a little more, and then it just evolved into full blown. She's my business partner,
Yeah.
and so which helps because now we're able, like with us working together, we're able to get like big, like more talent, more matches. Like we're able to put together better shows working together.
Yeah. And so then, okay, so with was it like kind of recently, or was it like you guys started working together, or has
Yeah,
it been a little while?
yeah. We started the last show, the first show.
Hmm.
So
Okay. Um. Yeah. Okay. And then you have a show then this weekend.
yeah,
This next weekend.
this coming Friday night at Legend Sports
Okay.
Bar.
Cool. Is that
Yeah,
same place?
that one, yep, Legend Sports Bar. That one's 21 plus. Bell time 10:30. Doors open at 7. We're gonna have a pre-show. I have a comedian coming in. My friend Eddie Diesel. He's a comedian.
Oh
So
shit.
he's gonna do a little skit beforehand. We also have Cindy's birthday bash on the show.
What's going on with the birthday bash?
We're giving her a cake and doing the whole birthday thing.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, the old cake at the wrestling show.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Okay.
during intermission. Like we're gonna do a happy birthday thing for her and all that.
Cool.
Um, and then yeah, so doors open at 7. Pre-show, so bell time's 10:30. Pre-show, we're thinking maybe 10:15.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and then February 23rd, we're doing the show at the American Legion, also known as the Tank, in Feeding Hills, Mass, which is technically Agawam. That show bell time doors are at 6, bell time's at 8, and that one is all ages.
Okay. So what's going to be the difference with the all ages show?
Just that they allow all ages in.
Okay. They're
Yeah,
so they're just going to get the same. It's
yeah,
not
cause,
going to be
yeah,
like
because
a
even because the 21 plus is only for because it's a bar, so
yeah.
it's not like the guys do anything outrageously like that. Like something that like you couldn't take a kid to. Like if
Right.
Legends allowed all ages, you could bring a kid to our shows. It's just
Okay.
because it's in a bar.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'd be cool then. Yeah. Whole new fan base to grow up and
Yep.
see the product evolve and um. Okay. And then man. So do you have like and you have like uh so where's the ring when it's not being used?
My garage.
Your garage, okay.
Yep.
I think
And
I
that, and
saw
that
you.
and that's the other thing about the small ring that I like too
Yeah,
is so my friend Sarah, who's been a friend for many years, and she's also does the sound for us and everything. My ring,
okay.
because I have a pickup truck, but I have the 5 foot bed.
Yeah,
She has a full bed. She has a I forgot what kind of truck, but she has a big truck.
yeah,
So she comes over and we put the ring right in the bed of her truck. So we
yeah.
don't I don't even have to rent a ring truck.
It fit pretty nice in there. Yeah, that was great. I was like, okay, this is fun.
And that's a cool thing is I got Cindy as my business partner. I got Sarah behind. Not a lot of people like at the bar and people like that know us know who she is and know her, but like
Yeah,
the wrestling crowd would never wouldn't really know who she was. But she's like a big help too. Like she does the sound, she transports the ring. She's helped me with Micromania or not Micromania, Micro All Stars before I went to Micromania.
with who? What was it?
So when I used to do Micro Wrestling All Stars,
Yeah.
when they would come to Connecticut, Sarah would jump in and help too.
Okay, so what were you doing? Were you refing? You said, or
For All Stars, I was either depending on what city we're in, depending on what it called for, I was either reffing, doing the sound,
whatever needed to be
yeah,
done for
whatever
the
was
show.
done, yeah.
Cool.
But now I'm
But
with Micromania, and I help get them. I help like I'll send out an email say to venues, and then I'll send it to Billy, who is the promoter of Micromania, and be like, hey, what do you think about this place? What do you think about this place? So it's more doing that kind of stuff. I don't really do anything on the shows with them, and I don't really.
okay.
And I'll go to shows like I don't travel with them, but like if they're within driving distance, I'll go. Or if it's a show
Yeah.
or if it's a show I helped get, I'll go.
So what's driving distance for you at where
Well, the
you're
furthest I drove for them was I went to their show in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Okay, so is that like a few hours?
That's
3, 4
about
hours?
yeah, yep,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, driving distance sure changes.
yeah.
Like what you're like what driving distance is, and you're like, oh well, that's fucking 30-minute drive is I okay. 30 minutes is cool, but it used to be like hours and days and of driving, and I was like, hey, a little bit's cool. But so when you were Just Incredible, was it like with on his shows, like you get like
Well,
still an ECW crowd
well,
with
I well, I didn't
with that?
wrestle. I didn't wrestle for ACW or them.
Yeah.
But like their shows, it was like so ACW and DPW were very similar. So it was that like ECW type show, like the
Okay.
both with both of them. Like
Yeah,
I'll never
dude.
forget. There was one show. This is before I was training. It was Mercedes. I think Mercedes Martinez was working Velvet Sky back when she was Talia,
Okay.
and they did a women's hardcore match or anywhere falls match or something along those lines. And I just
Yeah.
remember them going outside of the venue. So this was at the it was in Naugatuck. I think it was like the Portuguese club or something. So when you go out the front doors, there's like a big like front grass and everything, and then across the street is like gas stations and stores and like that.
Yeah.
Well, they would start going outside. They went through the front doors. Crowd follows them. So now to the people that are not, so if someone's like a bystander, it
Yeah.
looks like a shoot fight's going on with people around them.
Oh yeah.
So like the promoter comes around the corner, get inside, get inside.
Yeah, dude, it's yeah, weird when you got that happening when you got the fight going outside and like, 7, 8 o'clock at night, you got a big crowd around a couple people. Um I remember one of those up in Vancouver, and it was like I want to say it, yeah, I want to say it was Bishop and Nicole Matthews up there, and like so then they throw someone into a car and then drive
Yep.
off uh during it, and like shit, like I'm surprised nobody called the cops. I mean, maybe someone did, but you never really know with some of that
Well,
stuff.
well, actually, speaking of like the cops and all that, so I was when I was on one of the BST shows, that Lucas Chase was doing.
Yeah.
We're in the ring at doing the like at the main event. We're doing like so there's like a big schmoz at the end. So like we're all in the ring and everything. And now Lucas Chase is in the ring too, and he's the promoter.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, while we're in the ring, we see half of Bridgeport PD coming down the ramp because it was an
Oh,
outdoor
okay.
show. Well, come to find out, somebody thought there was illegal bar fighting going on or something.
Cool.
So like
Yeah.
they all got straightened out, but like at first the cops got this call. They're like,
That's when you get the cameras out and start
yeah,
taking all of the pictures and stuff.
and then the
Yeah.
same thing happened when we are doing no ring bar brawls.
Yeah.
Somebody called the cops and tried to say that the bar was doing illegal fighting in their back lawn. And when the cop showed up, he obviously saw what it was wrestling, and the
Yeah.
cops like goes, "Oh, can I get a picture with the belt?"
Like you sure can. You sure can. Yeah, just yeah, make sure you tag the promotion on it
Yeah,
when you post it.
yeah.
And so then like yeah, man, like uh so then yeah, in April, man, it's the WrestleMania going on, and
Yep.
yeah, fuck, dude. So there's a promotion down there. I was like, dude, I got to go to the show that's at the old ECW arena. Um, and so yeah, they're doing a show like that Friday night. I'm like, I'd rather go to that than go to Mania.
The craziest thing I ever seen was there used to be there's a promotion called I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, called Hawa in like the
Okay,
Springfield area.
yeah,
So not last Mania, I think it was the Mania before.
Okay.
I was booked on the show to manage Stevie Legend. Well, they were
Yeah.
going head up with Mania Night 1. They were starting at the same time, like same thing.
Wow.
I'm like, how are they even gonna draw a crowd?
Right.
They sold out the building they're in.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Mania's not.
and there was like maybe like 300, like maybe because I'm trying to think I'm bad with judging what size of buildings, so I'd
Sure.
say between 200 and 300 people there.
That's not a bad deal, man. Like I
No,
hadn't thought about that.
going head up for Mania. Like that was like
Yeah,
I was like, wow, this is a really good crowd for.
yeah. Like you can pay $150 here, or pay like
But
$40 for this
but what
show.
I think it is now, what I think and what's actually I think better for the indies is I don't think that would have happened in like the 90s, early 2000s.
No way.
I think what it is now that you could go on the network and go back and watch it later. People
Yeah,
are like, okay, we can go to this show live, and then we can watch that when we get home.
right. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm like, well, I don't, and I can get a fraction of the price to go to this other show, and then I'd rather go to the I don't know, like Mania's Mania's cool. It was, but I don't know, like there's enough of a choice now. There's enough choice, and
Yeah,
there's so many fucking shows that they have running during this week. And like you said, they even got stuff running head to head with WrestleMania, which man, like that's still blowing my mind. Like that's a like really good idea.
yeah.
Uh, okay. Um, yeah, I mean, I'd even think that someone would be like, we can do like almost like a closed circuit show, and that would draw more than an indie show going head to head WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But like, all right, fuck yeah, dude. Like, okay, now I'm not planning on promoting like, but man, like I have all the respect for you for promoting shows, man. Like
Thank you.
it's a you're you're I don't know, like being
Yeah,
able to herd a bunch of like it's a lot like strippers. Um, just you got to herd a lot of people that are lot of moving parts,
yep.
and everything. You always have to be ready to be on your feet, man. And you did a good job of that, and I appreciated it, and I enjoyed working over there. Um, but yeah, man. So how are people gonna find you? Where are they gonna find you in the world? In a
So
back alley?
so the
Uh,
my Facebook is just Shay Slater.
okay.
Now like when you search it, it might come up as like might find multiple. So it's a picture of me in my football uniform with my helmet on.
Who's the other Shay Slater? You want me to go beat
I
him up?
and then Outcast Championship Wrestling. I'm sorry, Facebook. It's OCW Wrestling. You'll see our logo,
All right.
and
Eh,
same with the Instagram and the
okay.
YouTube.
The
Let's see.
YouTube.
The YouTube
I
is because I always have to look at the YouTube because the same name wasn't available.
OCW
WCW Wrestling
Wrestling TV.
TV. Yep, at OCW Wrestling TV for the YouTube.
And so what was the Instagram one
The
for
Instagram one I believe is just OCW Wrestling again. Oops.
OCW Wrestling? Okay.
Let's see, because I'm really bad at Instagram, so I'm Cindy's gonna start taking that over.
Great. Dude,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, OCW Wrestling on Instagram,
Yeah, that's
and the
some
same thing. The profile picture will be that logo.
killer. Any day you get someone else to do social media stuff for you is a good day.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite days. I would
Yeah,
love it if someone.
I'm good with Facebook. I'm good at the YouTube, but
Yeah,
I've never really used. I have Instagram, but like with my Shay Slater Instagram,
yeah,
it attaches to my Facebook. So if I post a picture on Facebook, I don't have to worry about Instagram because it'll automatically upload it there.
gotcha. Okay.
But
Yeah,
like, so I'm bad with trying to log in and out of and trying to control like multiple at the same time.
right. I mean, why not? Yeah, dude. Yeah, and if someone else is willing to do it, then hell yeah, let
Yeah,
them do it. Like, oh man, that's my dream. That's my dream to just, or maybe AI is gonna get really good at it, and I can just let that go. But yeah, man. So I'll post that all in the show links, and you can
Yeah, I
find
gave
me
you all the
there.
links so you have them all.
Yeah, and cool. Yeah. So thank you so much for being on. And if
Thank
you're
you.
in the Connecticut area, get out there on Friday nights, and I'll post the
And January 19th.
January
So
19th.
This Friday, January 19th, Bristol Sports Bar and Grill, or Bristol Sports Bar. I don't know why I put the grill there. Bristol
No
Sports
grill.
Bar. No, they do. They actually have really good food. So
Okay.
that's the other thing. You have to try the food.
Okay. What's the food to try there?
I'd go with, they have really good pizza. Like pretty
Okay.
much anything's good there, but definitely gotta try the pizza.
Okay. So where's your pizza spot? What's I mean, you
See
have to
that
ask someone.
that's kind of hard because like I just like pizza in general. So like I'm like if it's a real pizza place or like so my go to I can tell my go to wing spot
Okay, what's your go-to wing
because
spot?
pizza like I'm like there's different multiple places I look. My go to wing spot is Slider Sports Bar and Grill.
Okay, where's that?
There's one in Berlin, Connecticut, Wallingford, Connecticut, Southington, Connecticut, and Plainville, Connecticut.
Okay.
Plainville was the first one ever built. Berlin was number two, then Southington, then Wallingford.
And so what are your wings? Are they hot? Are they barbecue?
No, usually I'll do the honey mustard all drum, but they don't have what was really good. It was a limited time. They don't have it anymore. I keep so every time I'm there, I'm like, you gotta bring it back. They
Yeah.
had a dry rub Dorito, a Dorito dry rub.
Nacho cheese Dorito?
Yes,
Even better. Okay.
and the other
Wow.
ones that aren't so bad. Like I wouldn't get this all the time, but they're actually not bad. And I was skeptic at first. They also have a peanut butter and jelly wing.
Cool. And so so the peanut butter, was it like a peanut butter?
Basically, what they did was they took the after the wings were cooked, they
Yeah.
spread them with peanut butter and jelly on the outside of the wing.
And so there was no dip. It was just
Now,
like,
I mean, you can get dip if you want to, but like,
right. Okay, dude. Yeah, I mean, if it's already peanut butter and
yeah,
jelly, you don't really need much of a dip.
yeah,
Okay, cool. All right. I can appreciate that. That sounds good. That sounds like so chicken with peanut butter and jelly. Find ways to do that is what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah. It
So if
wasn't
you,
bad. Like, it's not something I'd get all the time,
yeah,
but it's something I'll get once in a while.
okay, all right, cool. Well, dude, Shay, thanks, man, for being
Thank
on.
you.
Yeah, great seeing you again, and yeah, I'll have you back on if you're down for it in a
Oh
few
yeah, I'm
months or
down.
so.
Okay.
Cool. All right, have a great day.
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right, yep. All right, Shay Slater, man, check him out this Friday in I forgot where he said a Legends Bar in Bristol, I think is what he said, where Babe Ruth played some minor league baseball. There you go. That's Bristol, Connecticut. That's what it is. I think Bristol. I'm pretty sure that's where it was when I went over there. It's right by ESPN, their headquarters. It's like a block or two away. Pretty sure it could have been a different place I went to, but I'm pretty sure it was Bristol. So, of course, quote me on that verbatim, please. So, thank you everyone for listening to the Public Access Podcast, the podcast on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. And that is the show, man. Boom.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.